Well, we have to pray it out. Oh, so yes, we are in studio, and just want to say thank you. God bless you. We have Wingstop in the building,
Hello.
and they're about to join me on the set today, and I am going to say some amazing things about this particular organization, which is Wingstop. I want to welcome you to the community, Wingstop, because Wingstop is partnering up with Kendra's Crossover Inc., and they are going to feed so many people this coming Friday that live inside supportive housing. And most people don't know what supportive housing is. And some of the makeup of folks that go to supportive housing comes from the shelter, comes from folks that are very depressed, comes from folks that are coming from rehab, drug treatment programs, and they end up in supportive housing. And so that is why we want to make sure that those children that have parents that are going through something, if they're out on the playground early in the morning to late at night, we're going to feed them on a Friday night. So just stay tuned, lock your doors, Crossover TV, and Wingstop. Hey, it's truly Kendra here. We are so live all over the world. www.bronxnet.org. I want to do this, everybody. I want to thank you guys for joining me. We have Wingstop in the building, and they came by to talk about some amazing things that they're doing in this community. And I want to welcome Deshauna and Kyle from Wingstop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And they set up this big fancy thing for us over here at Crossover TV. And since I'm a diabetic, I ain't get no French fries. They ain't give me no French fries. I don't know if it was on purpose, but they did not. They gave me some chicken. And there's a different variety of chicken and some other things. But, you know, the great thing about this is this for the entire studio.
Yes.
So thank you. Big shout out for powering us up today. Crossover TV. I just want to say thank you so much. Now, you have been all around the community, and I just want to say thank you so much for this, because you guys have been all over the community sharing a lot of love. You've done some events with the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson.
Yes.
Can we give her a big shout out?
Yes.
She is our new, once again, she won her primaries
Sure did.
by a landslide, the Democratic Bronx Borough President landslide. Look at that right there. So I went out to vote. I went out to follow her to all these polling sites to see how you can see her talking to one of the voters. And, you know, she had so much patience with all of the voters that I saw her speak to. So a big shout out to the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. Anytime you see me out there and I'm following a politician, it will most likely be that one. She's doing some amazing work all over the community. I was, with her again. Over there at Juneteenth, they had an amazing event for Juneteenth, powerful speakers. Hopefully we can get some of them back here in studio. And who's that?
Oh, that's Warren.
That's our boss, Warren.
All right, give you a big shout out. See, he gave me that big love and said, listen, I got you, girl. I got you, girl. I told him about this, what we're doing. And he said, that's what we do. We power and support this community. So, you know, listen, if you guys are ever, you know, going to go out and eat or get an Uber or something, one of those eats or whatever those things are, just make sure you give back the love to Wingstop. I just wanted to say that because that's from the bottom of my heart, everybody. And
we appreciate it.
one thing. So can you just tell me what I have here? I don't want to be coughing. But one is spicy. Wait. Which one is spicy? Hold on.
The one on
Which
your
one?
fork.
One on your fork.
Okay. Woo! I'm going to take it for the team. Hold on.
Spicy Korean.
Yes. Boneless.
Right.
Little spice with a little sweet
It's
kick.
not that spicy.
No, it's like a little bit of a kick with a little sweetness to it.
Like CJ would say, you slap your mama chicken. DJ CJ tells me that, stuff like that. Because when it's good, it's good.
It's good, that's right.
All right. So it's really good. And what's the next one?
All right there. Next, you would pick up, that would be garlic parm.
Okay. So health people don't kill me right now, but remember, I don't have no French fries.
You don't have no French fries, that's right.
Well, that's delicious.
Yeah, that's one of our top
And
flavors.
it's light. It's like that panko crust. Like, it's really light. I love that one. Okay, and then you have some dipping sauce here,
We sure do, honey mustard.
and that's that typical sauce, right? Like the honey
Yes.
mustard sauce.
But we also have like ranch and blue cheese, which we make in-house as well.
And then people sometimes they like to get cheese sauce.
All right. So I'll tell you what, I'm hoping you're the ones joining me back because we're gonna do something really nice. It's like not a secret anymore because I said, at my food drive, I announced that we will be powered up by Wingstop, and Wingstop is coming through to supportive housing to show people the love. So if you don't feel some love around there, y'all gonna feel it in your tummy. And
That's right.
at the food drive, honey.
Yes.
I believe in. Not only do we give them like something to see, we have to give them Borough President, Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson. She makes the opportunity when the time comes, events and all kind of things. She will come through with these things for supportive housing. So not only are they opening up all these supportive housing and doing all this hard work, and we love you, Vanessa, the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. Thank you for not only getting us those houses for supportive housing, but coming through, finding out what we need, and that's food. We have a huge shortage on food insecurities, and in the Bronx, that's one thing about the Borough President. She makes it happen. Yeah. So, and that was back in her assembly days, fighting for food insecurities and what she could do to help that situation. So once again, I want to thank our Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. Congratulations. All right. So guys, I know y'all going to be on to the next stop in a minute. But tell me all the flavors of chicken you have. Like what y'all got?
So-
What y'all got?
Okay,
You
so
start with the spicy, and I'll go down to the non-spicy.
so we have Atomic, okay, which is our hottest flavor. That surprisingly a lot of people order it.
Is it that not here, right?
No, that's not
Great.
there.
Because I will be crying. But some people love spicy food.
Oh, yes.
No, yeah, it is.
Yes.
I love spicy food, but sometimes it's just a little bit too much.
Okay. And I love chicken.
Yeah.
Lord knows I love chicken. And so, what's one of your favorites?
Well, I'm more of a plain Jane, so I'll go with a little barbecue. But if I do want to do spicy, I like one of our past limited flavors, which is hot lemon, which we still do sell. So it's hot sauce with lemon pepper over top.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a little nice little
It still
kick.
gets a.
Yes.
And as you look at the food, it's really appetizing.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you so much for making a difference out there. And you do a lot of community events. If people don't know it, you really give back to your community.
Sure do.
And so I just want to say a big thank you to Wingstop for passing through here today.
Thank
and I'm
you.
excited about Friday. I'm going to get a lot of footage at the food drive. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Big salute to
Thank you.
Wingstop. If you pass by Wingstop, that's your place, people. All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Wingstop.
We actually do have a
yeah.
event on Thursday where we're trying to, every sale on Thursday, 15% of the sales at Gun Hill location will be going to the Gun Hill Classics, which is basketball. So we're raising money to help out the Gun Hill Classic the whole day. 15% of the money we make will go to that charity.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. And where is that charity located?
So it's going to be held at Gun Hill location, 747 East Gun Hill Road.
And you're collecting.
So
Yeah.
for all the sales we make for the day,
You're going to take
15%
50%
to-
of that, and you're going to donate it to that.
donate
to
it
the-
to that
yep.
charity.
Can we give them a round of applause? All right, so we are definitely going to continue to power up and partner up with you guys.
Awesome.
Kendra's Crossover Inc., which is a food drive, food insecurities, and we want to end that one building at a time. And I picked that building, and I love you guys at that building. And listen, if I can live there and come from that building, you guys can get out and do anything you want to do. You guys are volunteering. You guys are starting to push yourself to do different things. And that's all we need to do is push ourselves. It may take another one to make us get up and be on purpose. And I hope I can be that person. I want people to get up and be on purpose.
That's right.
All right? All right.
Amen.
So lock your dolls, everybody. Wingstop.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We're going to go to a clip and we're coming right back, everybody. Hey, yours truly, Kendra. We're out here. It's all about voting today. If you can see behind me, Where them fans at? I got my fan. Where them fans at? Honey, we out here and we are waiting for the folks to come through here and we're gonna talk to them. You know, you can't ask other people who they're voting for, but you know, I can. I may not. But anyway, we're out here and it's a blessing. We see people starting to roll in here and to make their vote. And so I'm just standing out here with my fan. Where them fans at? Come out. Don't worry. It's not too hot. It's not too hot. Just get a fan. Where them fans at? Make sure you vote today, all right, everybody? Make your vote count. I'm out here and I'm voting. You can check out my page on Instagram, Kendra OKE. And OKE Kendra, sorry. And then on Facebook, Kendra OKE. So don't forget, you know, you can check out and see who I'm voting for. I'm not going to tell you right now. But you can see on my page. Lock your dials, everybody. Caught up with a registered voter, and he is about to vote. And so, hey, what's going on, sir?
How you doing?
God bless you. So you know it's important. This election year is really important to vote, correct?
Yes.
Are you out there voting?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you who you're voting for, okay? All right? I won't ask you.
All right.
You could tell me, but I won't ask, okay? All right. All right, so everybody lock your dials. We're right here at the polls, and we're just checking people. Where them fans at? Checking people out today, all right? Lock your dials. Make sure you come out and vote. It's not that hard. Come out here. We out here. Everybody, I'm out here checking out the folks that are making a difference in the community. Tell the folks your name.
Florence G. Anthony, also known as Honey.
Honey.
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
baby girl, Crossover TV out here. Did you vote, or are you working the polls?
I worked in the polls and I voted.
All right, Crossover TV out here. Where them fans at? When they get hot out here, just how many times? 3 times. And make sure you vote, everybody. Out the polling sites all across the Bronx. Yours truly, Kendra, Crossover TV, and I caught up with the registered voter.
Hi, thank you so much. Yes, my vote always go to Miss Gibson. Miss Gibson helped me throughout the way. I was going through a situation and I needed her signature, and she did not hesitate not one time for her community and for her peoples, and she knew the importance of it. And it was just my housing. And that alone right there just showed how much she cared. I can't get through to anybody else, but I got through to Miss Gibson. And Miss Gibson, I'm so thankful, and I just want to tell you how much I love you, and you have my vote, definitely.
Tell the folks your name.
My name is Vanessa Goodwin.
Whoa, another Vanessa. Lock your doors, everybody. I'm telling you, it's amazing to see people coming out and voting and being a part of this. It's like stand up and be unanimous about standing up, you know, united. So lock your doors, everybody. We're still here. We're out here. So Ruth just casted her vote, and I don't know if she wants to candidly say who she voted for.
No.
Nope? Okay. Well, I tell you what, everybody, just come on out and vote, and stand up, make a difference. We have to vote, all right? So lock your doors, everybody. I'll see you in a minute. We're in Park Chester. We're just going to be going around all over the borough, and I'll just come to you from different voting sites. Thank you for voting. Thank you for standing up, girl. All right. Hey, you wrapping up. Crossover TV out on location with the BP, Bronx Borough President Gibson. It's not too late to vote. What do you guys have to say? Go, team Gibson! Woo!
What's up, baby girl? Congratulations. Hold on.
Wait.
What's up, Bobby? Congratulations.
Hey, guys!
Congratulations, BP. You made this happen, Tim Gibson.
4 years.
4 more years.
Big shout out to the Bronx Borough President, everybody. Yes, 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 yes. Congratulations to the Bronx Borough President. Hey, I'm back, everybody. We are so live all over the world, www.bronxnet.org, and tell a friend to tell another friend. Just click on channel 68. We are having an awesome time today in studio. We are going to talk about elections today, so just get ready. I'm joined by two more guests, and they're my favorite people. So my good friend, Cose TDS. Yeah, I pay tribute, homage for joining me in studio.
Thank
Woo.
you.
And Riff 170 is in the building. Thank you for joining me, Riff.
Thank you.
And listen, nobody says it as powerful, Riff, as you can tell us about your start and all of this, the graffiti world. Nobody says it the way you say it. You say it powerfully.
Because my start was because I was playing basketball in the basketball courts, and two brothers introduced me to it. They said, "Did you ever go motion tagging?" It was Chris and Bonanza. And I said, "No, I don't even know what is that?" They said, "We could show you better than we could tell you." So they took me to the floor layup on 170th Street, and that's where I learned it. And I became special at it because I could write so good because I learned my handwriting from my mother.
Wow. That's such a blessing.
Yes, it is.
That's such a blessing. And now, Cose TDS, you want to say a few words to the people? I mean, I get you in this building every now and then, and it's always a blessing. So you consider, so you are, wait, hold on, let me get this right. First generation of graffiti.
Yes.
And then here comes Cose TDS, and you are which generation?
Second generation.
Second generation. So you want to say hello to the people?
Hey, what's up? I'm TV Land, crossover viewers. So, I'm just here. I'm supporting my friend, Kendra. She's a very good friend of mine. Riff is like a brother to me. She's like a sister to me, actually. He's like a brother to me. I would not be doing what I do without people like him. He's a first generation pioneer, and he's being real humble about it, but he actually made some significant contributions to hip hop. One that stands out in my mind is the one where he made the first flyers for Kool Herc, which is considered the founding father of hip hop culture. And I'll let him, explain if he wants to talk about that, but it's a beautiful contribution, man, But to not be as acknowledged as some people are being acknowledged is sad, but we're here, and this is what we do. We're here to tell the truth of what is going on in the world of hip-hop, graffiti. Even though we call it graffiti, mass media call it graffiti, it's really not called graffiti for us. It's really writers and writing. That's what we would introduce ourselves. And what you write. And, we never really use the term graffiti, but, just for conversation's sake, we'll use the word graffiti.
And you got in trouble for some graffiti back in the day. you got in a lot of trouble, right?
Exactly.
You got in a lot of trouble. Tell the folks a little bit about that. Give them a little bit of background on Cose TDS.
So, okay, my graffiti career actually didn't last too long due to the fact that I had to go away. I got myself in trouble with the law, and I went away for several years. But in the short time that I did do the graffiti and vandalize New York City Transit, I remember going in and out of the layups every day. When it snowed, they put it in my neighborhood on Brook Avenue. The 6th line was my primary line that I bombed. Bombing, for those who don't know out there, is a term that we artists, writers use. Bombing, when you write your name all
tagging,
over. Bombing,
like tagging.
Same thing as
so
tagging.
See, I know one of those things, right? Tagging.
There you
tagging.
Go. So, I was so bad at it, and usually when I do a lot of my art, anybody that sees my art, I do a lot of trains, and I always put 1983. 1983. Trains have different numbers, but I always put 1983. And the meaning behind that is that in 1983, I was 16 years old, and it was my peak year in graffiti. This is where I got my first arrest, and there was a Vandal Squad detectives called Hickey and Ski. And if you were on their radar, they were relentless. They were gonna get you eventually if you kept doing what you were doing. Me, I was a very daring individual. I'm a risk taker, so
Pause that thought.
Mm-hmm.
Risk taker. But because look at, you can talk about back then, but look at where you are right now. Now this is your artwork, a huge, big deal, a gallery out in the city that
It's called the Blue Gallery.
Blue Gallery. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this is one of the exhibitions that I did recently. It's a solo show actually, and I had the infamous, not only the infamous, the world famous Fearless 4 perform at my show after 10 years of not being together and performing together. I actually brought them back out, and there they go there. And they did an amazing job, and it was a solo show. That sculpture that you see, that was not done by me. That was a good friend of mine called John Ahern. And he's a world phenomenon when it comes to sculpting and casting. And this was a very exclusive show, because there's nobody out there that does what I do that has big groups like that. They're actually the first record group to get a major record deal. And I brought them out of retirement. And now they're doing things all over the place. They're all over.
And this is what we need. Like, keep going. So let's describe that night for everybody.
So that night, like I said, it was amazing. It was nothing but positive energy in the gallery. And this gallery, there you go, me and you there. This gallery is actually called the Blue Gallery. It's on 46th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. And it's an amazing space, man. I've worked with them quite a few times. I've done some group shows. I've done solo shows. And, I've sold a nice
expensive
amount
art.
of work, nice prices, And it's what I love to do, man. It's just a therapeutic thing in my life. I love to exhibit my art. I love creating art. And I love hanging out with my brother right here, Riff, man. Because like I said, if it wasn't for this brother here, I wouldn't be probably doing what I do. Guys like him, that guy right there, Snake, that you just passed on the screen. He's another pioneer. There he goes. He's a great friend of mine. He always invites me to his home in Jersey, and we do art in his yard and stuff. And it's just amazing, man. I can't ask for more.
Cose
Doesn't get no
TDS.
better.
Yeah. And we've actually had him come through Crossover TV as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you go back and I think about, like, they were looking for you. I remember this story you told me one time where they were looking for you because you tagged the train and you found out that the police were actually looking for you.
So let me finish that story. So 1983 was my peak year, and I was this kid that, like I said, I've always been a risk taker. So I was bombing the train so much. The 6th line on the inside, I was the king on the inside. King means that you have your name more than any other writer in the inside of the train, not the outside. That was Scene's, domain, Scene UA, United Artists. But they wanted me so bad because I used to leave notes to them. You'll never catch me, Hickey and Ski. Ha, ha, ha. How you like me now? Now you see me, all these notes. So one day we're in the layup. The layup is where they park the trains during off-peak hours. And this is what we did. We used to have our skeleton keys, and we get in the train. So it was 3 of us. So one thing about writers is that we want to get the prime spots, particularly the headlines on the inside. When you're doing insides, the headlines are the prime spots. So these guys were in front of me. I let them go in front of me, and I saw them talking to somebody at the end of the train this particular night. And I said, "Who's that?" He said, "Oh, there's some writers. They want to know what we write." So as soon as I got to that, and I looked on the tracks, guess who I see? It was Hickey and Ski. And I said, "Yo, those are detectives. Run." They told me, "Don't run, Anthony." They knew my first name. They didn't know me by Cose. And the reason they knew my name is because they had caught me motion tagging several months earlier. So they had my name already, my government name. So they knew my name, Cose, and they knew my government name. So they told me don't run, but I said there's cops, and we ran. We slid down the pole on St. Lawrence. That was Zariga. It was Zariga Avenue. That was the layer we used to go mostly. It was on St. Lawrence too, but Zariga. We slid down the pole, got away. But remember, I'm 16 years old, and I had my first adult job, and I worked as a messenger at this company called Fleet Messenger Service. And the next day, lo and behold, there they were. They already knew my government. They knew my information. So they came, "You got to come with us, Anthony." So they put the cuffs on me and took me, and I ended up doing 15 days in Rikers.
Wow.
That was my first time ever going to jail. for graffiti, for vandal. I was scared. When I was in there, I was a little 16 years old. All these guys in there for murder and armed robbery. They asked, what you in jail for? I didn't tell nobody what I was in jail for. I didn't want to tell nobody that I was in there for doing graffiti on trains. But, you know, they put me on the daily news and called me one of the most prolific graffiti artists that year. You know, meaning that I was outstanding, that I was all over the place.
You changed your name a little bit?
I changed it for a little while. I started writing with a K.
You said,
But then I went back to my
What was it? So, Kose? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, you said, I'm going to have to change this
quit.
up.
I was addicted. It was like a drug to me. I couldn't help but bomb. I came out of jail and I went to the layups that same week. I couldn't help but I just started writing with a K.
Tagging, just if you tuned in late, he's not talking about a bomb like we're going to get a bomb, but he's talking about tagging on the train. And that was a way of releasing, and you can explain it better than me, and maybe Riff.
That's a way of feeling, you know, what you was doing was something, and it was making you somebody, and it was helping you escape from violence. Instead of being violent, you was being to yourself, taking it out on the trains and on the subway system, in the blocks, in the area that you really frequently visited. But it wasn't not to hurt anybody, it was to do what you do that you like doing, love doing. And Cose definitely loved it because he kept going back, just like me. I loved it, so I kept doing it until 1975. I quit on my own because I was getting ready to go away to school, so I said, it's time for me to give up because I can't have a record, because I never got caught. So I never was you know, I was never promoted like Cose, because when you get caught, you get promoted.
Is that what they call that?
Yeah, because it's a promotion. Everybody gets to know you because your name is everywhere, and they talk about it, and they put it in the papers.
Lord have mercy.
So
you didn't want to get promoted, did you?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure, Riff.
No, I was just happy to be there doing what I do because I was very creative. As I was saying, I had more than one name. I wrote Riff, but I had 20 other aliases. So I was so gifted at doing it that I changed my name every time. So they was trying to get me too because I was so prolific. But I never ran into them. I always seen them. I knew who they were, but they never was able to catch me.
Well, you know, the history is so enlightening on Crossover TV. And, you know, we are live all over the world, www.bronxnet.org. And if people are tuning in and there, you know, there may be a word here or there that you may not understand, just wait for it because we're coming and we're going to give the answer for what you're looking for. And I think it's great because Cose really broke it down as well as Riff. And Cose goes, you know, we talked about bombing several times, and it's tagging. And I just wanted to be clear that we're talking about tagging.
Yes.
And, you know, I want you to use the both words because, and promotion. It's a different kind of promotion, so we don't want you to think about that promotion at the job. You know, you're doing well and you get a promotion. This is a different kind of promotion.
Yes.
You get a promotion and you go to jail, right?
Yeah.
All right, you don't want that promotion. You don't want to be in the newspaper, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, Cose, something big is happening right now because now you're out there in PA. I'm just waiting for him to give all the tidbits about this, and then I'm going to run out there in a little bit to follow him out with his beautiful Leia Sands.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm a businessman in the making. I am a businessman. You know, we have a cafe, and it's called Canvas Cafe. It's out in the Poconos Mountains in Tobyhanna. And we just got our oven yesterday.
Fine. Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
finally. Yeah. I'm going tomorrow, and we're just waiting. We're excited to get approved by the state.
oh, check it out. Look, right
we
here.
have one last permit. Yes, we have one last permit that's supposed
no.
to be getting approved now.
Nah, that's not it.
We'll
If you
be
guys
open
get
shortly.
if you guys get a photo of the cafe, you can pull it up, Tell me a little bit more about the cafe because I know you're recently waiting for one more little thing before you open up.
So the cafe is gonna have Swedish and Latin food.
Nice.
And we're gonna have art. We have quite a few ideas. You know, I don't want to give everything out, but the main things is we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have some of our friends perform. You know, we're gonna exhibit art.
So which other group are you gonna bring out? Because you put out the Fearless Force. So I've been waiting to see what he's gonna tell me.
Well,
Pulled out a lot. He brought out a lot. He brought Coke LaRock back to doing what he do because he used to be with Kool Herc. And Coke LaRock is the first MC and the first DJ with Kool Herc, along with Greg, which was, he was down with Herc, but he passed away, so he's not here no longer.
Oh, God bless his soul. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go to a photo because I was actually out there with Kool Herc. Not just recently, the Bronx Borough President had actually a host of things in one day. I cannot hang out with Vanessa Gibson, the Borough President. She has all these events going on in one day. Woo, I had to take a deep breath. I had to breathe and get ready for the next one. So I don't know how you do it, BP. The Bronx Borough President, wow. I don't know where she gets that energy. And she knows everything about the Bronx.
Yes.
But here we go, right here. So I was at the Caribbean event. I was at the Juneteenth event earlier in the day, came to BronxNet, shot 2 shows, and then came right back over here to hang out with the Caribbean event. And that's was right there at the mansion. If you guys know, the mansion is right there. So I was with Kool Herc. He was receiving an award. I was with Fly Guy. That's me and Fly Guy. Fly Guy. So it was so amazing.
And Kool Herc sister.
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes. It's a blessing. It's just a blessing. So, you know, we were out there. Barati, congratulations, Barati. She had an award. Kool Herc. There were so many folks, recipients. Vanessa Gibson gave out some certificates and awards that day. So it was a blessing. Congratulations to everyone that received an award for your service in the community. And as you could see, Kool Herc, you were actually talking about it.
Yes, with his sister Sydney at the event. And I'm surprised that they didn't invite me because I'm the one that put his name on the map doing the flyers for his parties.
But that's okay because you know what I noticed about the events? That we all come back front and circle together every time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe it takes Cose putting together another event and we come together again like we did at the last one. And when I say this is like historical, these shows are historical. Now, I want to go to, first of all, I want to congratulate every person that won for City Council, Assembly, Public Advocate, Jumani, we love you. I want to give a big shout out to council member, all the council members that won, and Brooklyn. I want to shout out Brooklyn because Brooklyn, good things happening. Council member Millie, I want to give a big shout out. 41st District in Brooklyn, we love you. Council member Darlene Millie, and she has a big platform to talk about. And I love when she talks about some of the things she's accomplished in Brooklyn. Now we're talking about apology. She won by a landslide, by the way.
Yes.
And we were trying to get her on the line earlier, and we got disconnected. We were doing a StreamYard. But we talked in detail about some of the things she's doing in Brooklyn. And so I'm going to go out to Brooklyn, and I'm going to spend some time with Councilmember Mealy. And domestic violence is one of the big things to talk about. Food insecurities. There's just so many things. The elderly. We have to make sure that we're knocking on doors and checking on people, especially when we get to a certain age.
Yes.
You know, we want to make sure people are okay.
Yes.
You know, and even hip hop is growing. They said we're 50.
Yes.
I don't know. We may be more than 50. But listen, check on us. Okay, we got to check on people,
For sure.
and that's one of my pet peeves. I agree with Council Member Millie. We got to check on people. She was going to check on some folks that needed her help, and she's been in this game 20 years. And let me tell you something: being a politician is not an easy job.
No.
You know, I'm not sure. Once somebody told me, I think you should run for. I said, no, I cannot, sir. No, I cannot. I would rather work with our politicians that are doing all the amazing work. Let's grab some buildings. Let's grab some entities. Let's work. You know,
Yes.
like that song say, let's work. All right, let's work. Hey, let's do some footsteps. I want to work. Let's work. I'm passionate. You know, let's work, because we're not working with each other, and we don't have that solidarity that we need to
Yes.
make it. And too much is going on. I call a couple of people. I know they're coming. I call his brother. He's coming. You know what I mean? I call Leah Sands. She's coming. You know? And I just want to say this, and I say this about Cose TDS without the K. I say this because they've come to graduate. When I did the prom, I said I want to have a prom for kids that may not know. We're so proud of them. I want to see you dressed up to your nines, looking good and feeling good. And, you know, we want to congratulate everybody that graduated, that had prom. Look at this, Vanessa
Yes.
Gibson right here. This was her celebration last night, her victory party. We watched the numbers come in, and you know she rolled through when the numbers were done. She rolled in. So we want to thank all her staff and campaign folks that came through, and you'll see me walking with her. You'll see her staff. Hey Kenny, all the folks, her chief of staff, Millie. Yeah, I'm there. Shaniqua, myself, Kendra, we're supporting the Borough President. I love you, Bronx Borough President. And she's resting today. She did not answer me today, so I'm sure she's resting today. And the supporters and people that she cares about that. And you know, I'm going to get a new intern. So I'm going to tell you all about her. And I don't want to do it yet. I'm just waiting for the intern rollout to happen, okay? And then I want to do this a lot of staff. You see a lot of staff around and folks that came out and support. And you know, it's the DA, Darcel Clark, District Attorney Darcel Clark, and you often see them together. And Marcus was out there. Yeah, I caught up with, the District Attorney, and she's just so pleasant. Just don't mess with her. Y'all don't think, you know, she's soft because, you know, she hanging out with us and we being girly. She don't be playing, but she does a lot of great things for this community. And I support every endeavor that she takes. I went out for one of her events and just to see the work. And I want to go back to the party. So this right here, this is a party in supportive housing. You know why it's a party? Because it's not just our regular distribution. We have pizza for every resident. For 55 families, we have pizza. I want to thank my good friend, Dr. Nancy. She sponsored that pizza, and she brought her daughter. And that's my best girl. She's one of my interns from time to time. And I just want to say thank you so much, Dr. Nancy and Susan. And that is my food drive that we do the last 2 weeks of the month in supportive housing, because that's when people are hungry. You know, you get low on food. Vanessa Gibson, the Bronx Borough President, once again, always making sure that if I call out to Millie or one of them or her, that Marcus, they're there. They make sure that we can do something for our community. So that's why I told people, I was out there at the polls and I let them know, vote for the people that's doing the service already. You know, don't let them tell you what they're going to do. You already know that people show up and they're already doing it. So I want to thank the Bronx Borough President once again for making sure to help out our food drive. Okay. So thank you so much, so much.
Yes, thank you.
For all that you do in this community. So I'm just going to give you a round of applause. Bronx Borough President. Thank you. And prom, I've been to so many of her events because she did the show maybe 8 months ago. And I said, can I follow you out? I was like for a week because I knew I was going to get tired. This is our food drive. I was exhausted because she's doing so much for prom. She's doing so many things with all these organizations that give back. The prom was great because it was so many dresses, and she had the $500 shoes for some of these kids, and I was like, $500? I mean, like, whoa! And these kids were amazed. So it was at Bronx Borough Hall, and some of my my crossover kids were able to get prom dresses. And so I salute you again. This is what I'm talking about, that it just keeps going and going and going. And then they went to Bay Plaza, and they had another prom event and dress giveaway. And I met a young man that just kept saying, thank you, Bronx Borough President. And this is important. So now I'm going to catch up with Millie. If I can get to catch up with council member Darlene Millie, because she, we talked about meals, young, not having a meal when you were young. And I said, your name is fitting, Meal. We got to make sure these kids have meals, and you're Millie. So we were both laughing earlier, but it's serious. So there we go. Congratulations. Thank you for all that you do and that you have done during COVID. We had a great conversation. She reminds me of myself and Jamil Flores, Aquarius Boys Pay Up Management. During COVID, even my son came out and we visited all these families for Christmas for autism. She went out and made sure she had water, she took supplies, did all these things for people during the pandemic. And I just want to say, I want to salute you, and I'm so proud of you. And she won by a landslide, so very, very important. Yes. So we got to keep working. She said, I'm willing to cross boroughs to help you work. So that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to do exactly what I know there are people out there doing. Yes. We are just not connected. And I want us to get connected. I want solidarity. Yes. And that's what I'm looking for in the community. So if you want to join me, you can always go to my email, crossovershowcase@gmail.com. Email me and tell me what you want to do to help, because we can help the equation. We just have to know what we're willing. Graduation, when I did prom, you came and you signed all the graduation books, correct? Mm-hmm. And you did artwork. And you had like a phrase like hope or a phrase for a person. Each kid had a different phrase because when you looked at them, you saw something different. And how much does one small little piece of your artwork cost? A small little one.
Prices vary.
It could be 1,000.
It depends. Yeah,
500.
It varies.
And you was over here with the yearbooks. Mm-hmm. But these kids don't realize they could have $500,000 work and just this little bit of little space you put in the yearbook.
Yeah, I wrote to them things like don't give up. You are the best, read books, educate yourself, key words that words are energy, words are powerful. So we have to be careful what we tell kids, especially our own kids at home, because words will change somebody's life for the better or for the worse. So we have to be careful how we speak, because words are very powerful. So that's why I said, the empowering words to them. I wrote that for them so they can see that.
That's why this is my brother. Riff, this is the best guy ever. And I say this with no, it's just the love.
No,
every
it's
time.
the truth.
Every time I call him, it's always to do one more thing. Can you just do one more thing? Now, can you do something for autism? Now, can you show up here? Can you create a mural and now give it to me? And I don't know how much that would cost in his art world. Maybe $5,000. What's your highest painting you've ever sold?
7,000.
7,000. Could be 7,000. So this is, and he did it for me for nothing, for free, for the kids, for autism. So this is what I'm talking about. And I was just thinking about Leah. Leah will come up here, and before she leaves the show, I'll have a painting to take home. And that's just a give back that you all do. And it's never asked. It's just the give back that you do. You're at the Leia spends time doing work in the libraries with you and giving back to kids. So I just want people to know what's happening in our community. And we need this. We actually really need this. And this show wasn't planned today. And this show was not. And this is what happens when you have amazing people in this community. I said, but we got to let people know what happened. We got to congratulate everybody that won the elections, right? So that's the blessing. I don't know, to all of you, we had a much higher rate of folks coming out to vote this year. It was hot, so I was being silly. I had my fan, where them fans at? Where them fans? So, I was being silly. I just wanted people to come out. You could turn on your Instagram or your Facebook, and I never popped a fan. I don't even know how to pop a fan. But I had a voting fan, and I was waving that fan because, it was hot. And it was silly. People were laughing. People were joking. People came out. So we have to be a part of changing history. And we had a huge amount of people coming out to vote versus the last session. Now, the mayor, I was pretty surprised. That Cuomo did not get his numbers.
Yes.
So now we have this 33-year-old youngster that's going to do great things that I'm hoping for. And we just have to pray on the equation of all these things. When remember, folks, without prayer, there's nothing. There is nothing. So I just want to say, let's keep things in prayer. Let's work together. Let's be united. Let's support each other. And I'm looking right into the camera. Let's support each other. Now, it's hard for us sometimes to support each other. Now, if you can't support me. Okay, you can't support me right now. All right, just back up and just leave me alone. You leave me over here, and I'm not going to come over there bothering you. So this is the attitude we have to get. If we don't feel like we're ready to support people, we don't want to hurt people. That's the one thing we don't want to do. And we got to get better on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm going to say this, because for some people it's hurtful if they don't get a like. You don't have to like what I post, but for some people, if they don't get a like, they're in a different mental space, and you may be hurting them. Social media, we have to be careful. Please talk to the people around you. Spread this message. I have a good friend, Dr. Nancy, and we talk about depression and what this does to people. Okay? So please think about what you can do to another person. You may not even realize that's what you're doing. All right? So mental health, we're talking about. We're talking about solidarity. We're talking about, if you can't do your whole building, you ain't me. That's fine. You're not a building. You can't do the building. Go check on your neighbor. It's hot today. Go check on your neighbor. Make sure they're getting water and see if they're hungry. Check on somebody. Even if you put one person on your sleeves, I'm going to check on one person. That's all I'm asking people to do. All right? So we had to do this on Crossover TV. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Curtis Blow. It's going down. We're going to be at the Hip Hop Church on the 3rd. Okay, everybody? So I want you guys to think about this. 146th Street, get out there with me, okay, on the 3rd. And we're going to spend some time with Curtis Blow. And I love this church. I love the message. I love the vibe. And I love the meet me where I am attitude and prayer. Come to the altar. Get prayer. You're not ready today to do the things that you know you're still going to want to do the things you're doing. You might not be ready at this moment. Ask God to come into your life as Lord and Savior, okay? This is the church I love because it meets people where they are, the Hip Hop Church. Thank you, Elder Curtis Blow, DJ Flames, and the entire Mrs. Shirley. I love you. From Curtis Blow's wife, from the bottom of my heart. So let's just keep working. Yes, here we go. So I just want to thank so much the Reverend of this church that does great work. And you have a guest pastor a bishop, and you have Elder Curtis Blow. Every time there are some awards given out to the hip hop community at that church, and there's a big significant factor to that. And Curtis Blow actually performs every time. So you might talk about the Lord in church, but you're gonna hear, "These are the braids." Break it up, break it up, break it up. Nobody got me?
Break down.
Yes.
Break down. Thank you. All right. And here I go, Roxanne Shante, the Grammy Award-winning Roxanne Shante, the icon. I love her. She's receiving her award. That was a few months ago, and I caught up with her. So, big shout out. And I mean prayer, real prayer. You come into the altar if you come to that church. So just lay yourself at the altar. Let it out. All right? All right. So, whew, we did a lot today.
Upcoming
Yes.
project.
Yes, upcoming projects for Cose TDS. What's going on, Cose?
So I'm actually working on a show right now, an exhibit. It's actually a group show. And I've invited a ton of my good friends, people that I enjoy being around. I enjoy their work. They're good artists. They're great artists. They have a pretty impressive body of work, quite a few of them. And I also invited one that doesn't have no experience, because like she said, you have to be able to pour into people and help people that no one else is helping. You know, you have to extend your hand, because you can't keep it unless you give it away. You got to give away that positive energy in order to get some more back. So you never know who this person will be 5 years from now. And lo and behold, one little kind word, one little kind act, they remember that and bring you with. You never know. And that's really not the intention, but that's the way life works. You know, you get what you put in. So I'm putting this show together. It's at Boricua College, and it's actually on Broadway. The address is 3755 Broadway, and it's on 156th Street. And again, it's called Boricua College, and it's a group show. And I've got a DJ, and I've got a nice group of artists that are gonna show
who are the
up.
artists?
I can't give them all away, but I'll give you a couple. I got Riff, 170. I got Snake 1. I got T-Kid. I got BG 183. I got Heck TAD. I got BC, and I'll leave the rest to your imagination. But there's quite a few more, and I have females. So my other half, Leah, is the one that's in charge of picking the females. I picked the male artist. She picked the female artist. We're curating this show. It's hosted by my good friend Rob Rivera, which is one of the employees and students at Boricua College. And he's in charge of the art department. And he allowed me to put this show together. And I'll be shooting the flyer out soon. We're working on a flyer, and it'll be on social media very shortly.
Thank you so much, Cose. I'm so proud of you. I'm always proud of you. Riff, it's a blessing, you know, that you're on the show, that we actually get to catch up and talk, you know, and it's so real, you know, to get the full history. And I love the way you break it down and how you bring it. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before we go, hold on. Got a carrot. Big shout out, because it's some healthy food too. I asked them to give me a lot of carrots and celery. Wingstop. Wingstop is doing something there right there on. You could just Google Wingstop on. You got your carrot, Riff?
Yes.
All right. That's Riff's French fries, okay? Don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. Okay, now, you guys can have a French. You can have a fried Cose. I can't mess with no French fries over there. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me. They're doing something amazing. They're doing a lot of give back, and they're giving back to Kendra's Crossover Inc., which is my food drive, and they'll be doing all of this for every family in supportive housing. So thank you so much, and the kids will never forget this. Thank you. Wingstop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go to the video, and we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye. Well, we have to pray it out. Oh, so yes, we are in studio, and just want to say thank you. God bless you. We have Wingstop in the building.
Hello.
And they're about to join me on the set today, and I am going to say some amazing things about this particular organization, which is Wingstop. I want to welcome you to the community Wingstop, because Wingstop is partnering up with Kendra's Crossover Inc., and they are going to feed so many people this coming Friday that live inside supportive housing. And most people don't know what supportive housing is. And some of the makeup of folks that go to supportive housing comes from the shelter, comes from folks that are very depressed, comes from folks that are coming from rehab, drug treatment programs, and they end up in supportive housing. And so that is why we want to make sure that those children that have parents that are going through something, if they're out on the playground early in the morning to late at night, we're going to feed them on a Friday night. So just stay tuned, lock your doors, Crossover TV, and Wingstop. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much. We're going to look at all this stuff that we're getting. It's coming in. It's being delivered right now. And I want to say thank you to Junior. You're the best. I love you, honey. Thank you so much for your service to the community. Everybody, we're so live out here. I want to shout out to Ray in the building. Yo, Ray was on camera today. I gotta love you, baby. And I want to shout out Sparky D. We're giving out all the intimate products.
I don't know about this one because I'm sure.
Sparky said, listen, we got enough, Sparky. We take care of our community, and you're the community. And Tita, what's up, baby? All right, you working? Y'all working? All right. So we getting this bread, we getting this room set up. Sparky, everybody is working. We're getting the breads all set up. Everybody, thank you guys for helping us. This is all about the kids right now.
1, 2, 3.
You know, I never asked myself, why did I go through what I went through, and I'm here. You know, a lot of people are talkers. They're not doers of the word, you know, and just keeping it 100, who's going to come? No, and I'm going to be honest, who really is going to come on a Friday to the Bronx, give out some bread and some cake to God's people on a Friday?
They got other things to do.
They got other
so
things
they're not there yet, but you are. Hallelujah.
Yes, thank God that I am. Thank God that I am. So we wish that more people will come out and help God's people. But I know it's a process, and everything is a process. My shirt had to go through a process to become a sweatshirt. So we're not here to judge. We just need more help. So you guys, please hit up Kendra. Come on out one Friday and help her give out the food and the spiritual food for God's people.
Because I said this before, see how you hit that? Spiritual. So now, I can talk to these kids and families all day long, but if I don't give them we need the spiritual, yes, but they can't receive it. When you hungry, can you receive something? When you said, I'm going back to what you said about your life. I remember a time when you said, when my kids, I remember I was doing drugs, and I took my kids' lunch money. I had to ask for the lunch money.
Yeah. I took my daughter's lunch money. I couldn't even pay it back the morning. And I knew she was going to school the next day, but through the grace of God, one of the brothers gave me some money, and I took it up to the school. But, asking my daughter for her lunch money, waking her up, tapping her, in the middle of the night, asking for her money for drugs. Man, I'm telling you, only through the grace of God. So you never know what a child is going through in these projects. At this very moment, we don't know.